Welcome to Target 2B Literal Equations. This is where we're going to do a couple of examples where we write an equation in function form, which means that we are going to solve each equation for the variable y. Now when you do this, you are trying to isolate the y. So what you could do is circle that y so that you know that this is the piece that you need to get all alone, which means then that you have to rearrange this so that all the other pieces that are on the same side of the equal sign as the y need to shift onto the right side of the equation. So the first thing that we're going to shift over is we're going to move the negative 2x to the other side. When we do that, since it is already negative, we want to add 2x. Since we're going to do that on the left side of the equal sign, we want to make sure that we do it on the right side as well. So these will clear, and we're going to drop down our 4y. Now on the right side here, since we have a 6 and a 2x, and these are not like terms, you cannot combine these together, so we're just going to write them like so, as 2x plus 6. Now the last step to get that y all alone is we need to shift this 4. We need to divide by 4. And you have to remember that you're going to do it to all three pieces of this equation. So 4 divided by 4 is going to leave you with 1y. We can go through and we can reduce this fraction. So 2 over 4 is going to become 1/2 x. And then 6 over 4 is going to reduce down to 3/2. So we now have our equation written in function form as y equals 1/2 x plus 3 over 2. Another example, again, we're trying to write this in function form, which means to solve for y, we want to isolate that y and get it all alone. So we're going to circle the y, draw our dividing line so that we know what happens on one side has to happen on the other side of our equation. Since the 3x is positive, we want to subtract 3x from both sides. This is going to subtract out to 0. And when we drop down this y, we want to be very careful that we bring down the negative because there is that invisible coefficient of -1 that's sitting in front of this y. Again, on the right side, we don't want to combine these because they're not like terms. So we're just going to write it horizontally as -3x minus 7. So now your last step, since there is that invisible coefficient of -1 sitting here, we want to divide every single piece of our equation by -1. So a negative divided by a negative becomes positive. Same thing here, we have a -3x divided by a -1, so that's going to become a positive 3x. And then once again, we have another negative divided by a negative, so it's going to become a plus 7. So 3x minus y equals -7, written in function form, would look like y equals 3x plus 7.